Hi, my name is Robert Zhao and I'm a visual artist from Singapore. And right now I'm doing a residency here at Wigwell Lodge in Derbyshire. It's a residency that's supported by the Ikon Gallery and the Ampersand Foundation. And in this residency, I'm interested to look at how some species of plants and animals have adapted really well to live really close to people in cities and in different parts of the world. So I'm interested to see this as a kind of alternative story in our relationship with nature. Before coming to Derbyshire, I was actually in Seoul. And when I was in Seoul, I was kind of looking at a species of water deer called the Chinese water deer. And this species of deer is endangered. But strangely in Seoul, the number is increasing. They've been appearing in spaces that are really near the city center in Seoul, in like places like Gangnam. So it's kind of really interesting that they have adapted so well to kind of thrive near people. And interestingly, the Chinese water deer can also be found in the UK. And they came here a long time ago to this deer park called Woburn. And since then, they have managed to thrive really well in the wild. So I'm looking at this phenomenon where there's this globally endangered deer that's kind of surviving strangely well in different cities around the world. So I think the hard part of the work is actually trying to encounter these deer because they are shy. They have learned to live with us and to avoid us, and they are active only during dawn and dusk. So you have to try to encounter them, go to the spaces where they thrive, and you walk, and then you kind of try to meet them to kind of take some documentation of where they live and how they live here in the UK. There are a few things that are surprising for me is in Singapore, you can't feed birds. Yeah, it's considered a mess if you do that. I've always been quite interested in the culture of bird feeding. So when I saw that here at Wigwell Lodge that previous residents had already had the bird feeders there, and you do see bird feeding accessories in the supermarkets, I decided to kind of get involved in this garden this way. I put up some cameras and some bird feeders. So I'm trying to see what are the kind of birds that come to the lodge to feed on with the bird feeders, because I realized a lot of my neighbors have bird feeders as well, and all these feeders are quite essential to their daily routine around the area. So I'm kind of trying to be part of that with the birds around the lodge as well. All my practice has been about documenting nature, and I guess part of this comes from having grown up in Singapore. I was staying in an apartment. It was back in the 90s. It's not as developed as it is now. My apartment was facing a forest, outside a secondary forest. And you know, growing up in a tropical climate, life is just so spontaneous. It just happens all the time. You get large birds, parrots flying into the window, and you encounter snakes here and there, reptiles, and just all kinds of animals just around your neighborhood. And then, you know, those encounters with all these non-human life forms, I still remember them till today. They left quite a mark on me. And I think then, growing up, I've always been on the lookout for these encounters, you know, the surprise that you encounter with a non-human species that you're living in the same space with, to know that this land and this space is much more than just for us humans. You share it with other species. So what has been really helpful for me is I'm rereading a book by George Monbiot called Feral, where it talks specifically about how the ecology and the landscape in the United Kingdom needs to be rewilded, you know, to kind of on its own terms. So I'm reading through it, and it's been informing a lot about how I'm seeing the landscape and in general our interaction with nature here. So that has been really helpful for me.